Hey, did you know that current research shows that likability is a desirable leadership trait to have? And in this case, when we're talking about likability, we're talking about being respectful of others. But as with any trait, likability can be good and likability can be not so good. And in this video, I'm going to give you 5 signs that show you're trying too hard to be likable. Hi, I'm Beth Strathman. Welcome to my channel where I offer common sense leadership solutions so simple and wise your employees will practically lead themselves. On this channel, I offer a wide variety of leadership techniques and strategies. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And by the way, hang out till the end of this video and I'll give you some more information on how to get my bonus tool, my conversation planner, that you can use to plan out a wide variety of tough conversations that you probably need to have in your workplace. So likability, 5 signs that you're trying too hard. Here we go. The first sign is that you are bending over way too far backwards to make exceptions for people so that they'll like you. So you don't apply the policies, the rules, the work schedule, whatever it is, to everybody evenly. Somebody comes to you and says, oh, I don't really like getting up early in the morning. I'm really best late morning and in the afternoon. So can I maybe start at 11 instead of 8? Well, if you're expecting everybody else to be there at 8 and that's what's your business model and that's what's expected at your company, if you let that person start at a different time, you're probably bending over backwards so that they'll like you. So bending over backwards. Sign number 2, feeling like you have to help out an employee in one of their personal situations. So let's say they need more money for something in their life. They moved into a new apartment, they can't really afford the rent, and they're asking you maybe for an advance on their pay. Or you feel like, oh, I'll give them a little money out of my pocket to help them out. That is probably above and beyond the call of duty, and you're probably bending over backwards too far when you're trying to help people out in their personal lives. I'm not saying don't be interested in them personally, but when you start feeling like you have to take care of them in their personal lives, that's probably too far. Sign number 3, you feel like you have to be the good cop all the time, that you really don't like to ruffle your employees' feathers, you don't want to bring up bad news, you're walking around on eggshells, and so you don't hold them as accountable for the quality of work that's expected. So you let them turn in work that's maybe shoddier than what really needs to happen. Or you don't hold them accountable when they miss deadlines or they completely blow off doing something that's needing to be done. If you're always trying to be the good cop, that's a sure sign that you're probably trying to be too well liked, and you probably need to rethink that strategy. Sign number 4, you are trying to be one of the gang too much, right? So when you're a supervisor, you're a little bit separate from the rest of the people that report to you. And it's okay, you want to relate well with them, you want to have a good relationship with them, I get it. But when you are engaging in things like gossiping about other people in the company, or saying, yeah, I didn't really agree with the decision that so-and-so made, but hey, I guess we're just going to have to suck it up and do it. Those kinds of things, when you're trying to curry favor with your employees so that, they'll like you, you're probably going a bit too far and you're trying to be too likable in that situation. Sign number 5, jumping in too quickly to rescue your employees is probably a sign that you're trying to be too likable. And by this I mean, it's great to pinch hit, when you need to, and jump in and help your employees from time to time. But if you're always jumping in to do things for them or rescuing them from their own bad judgment, then you are probably trying to be liked too much. Sometimes you just have to let employees struggle through something so that they learn from it. And even if they kind of mess things up, that is a teaching and a learning opportunity for them, a teaching opportunity for you, a learning opportunity for them. If you're jumping in to do the work for them, it probably says more about you and maybe about your need for control too, but also that you're trying to get them to like you, so you're trying to lessen their load. So don't do that. You can talk them through it, walk them through it, coach them through it, but don't jump in and rescue them from the work that needs to be done, and they need to do it. Well, that's it. Those are the 5 signs that show you're trying too hard to be liked. You know, it's great to feel that your employees really enjoy working with you and that they trust and respect you. Just don't go so far that you start to undermine your own authority and you find yourself working too hard to get your employees to do the work that they've been hired to do. Now, I mentioned before my conversation planner. There's a link below in the information below this video where you can find it. And it is designed to help you plan out a tough conversation that you need to have with whether it's one of your direct reports, a colleague, even your own boss if you are not the CEO. So make sure you grab that. It'll make those conversations that you've been dreading so much easier to get through, get you started and get over that initial speed bump of, gee, how do I even bring this up with so-and-so? Well, till next time, I'm Beth Strathman with Leadership Solutions so simple and wise, your employees will practically lead themselves.